Hi guys, I wanted to do a video for you. I've been meaning to do it for a while, and I want to put some more together as well, but just want to kind of give you guys an idea of those of you that were thinking about purchasing a rental property, kind of the experience that I've had with one of my first single family home rental properties. I've done some condo stuff in the past, but I started a couple years ago doing single family homes. The condos were great, but it was a kind of a lower income, so we had a little bit more problems with tenants and decided to not mess with that. And I sold all of those and decided to buy some more single family homes that were a little bit higher quality tenants to have less problems with the property and hopefully gain more value in the property. Obviously, this is more of a long-term goal for me. So income for retirement, essentially. So just wanted to kind of go over this. It ended up more than what I kind of expected. The differences, so I wanted to kind of go over that with you guys. One of the big things that I didn't expect was when I first put the numbers together, said, okay, look, it's going to cash flow, this is going to be great. But as time has gone on, I bought this property in 2017. As time's gone on, the rents have gone up, so of course my cash flow has gone up because my payment didn't change because I did a 30-year fixed mortgage on it. The other thing is of course, value of the property has gone up significantly, which I'm going to go over that here in a second, which I did expect. And then the tax benefits have been fantastic. There's a lot of write-offs that you can have from the property, from depreciation and expenses on the property, any rehab that you've done to it, that type of thing. So you're able to recoup that. So this one I kind of did more as if you guys are familiar with the BRRRR process, this one's a little bit closer to kind of that. Didn't work out perfectly, but it worked out really well. So I purchased this property and I'll show you the screen here. Let's see, I bought this one in August of 2017. I paid $182,000 for it back then. I ended up putting down, I did a hard money loan on it. So I did $16,000 down on it, did the hard money loan. The property was in really good condition when I purchased it. So all I needed to do was paint, interior, exterior, and then a few little repairs in the house, but wasn't major at all. So I did just a few little things throughout. As a matter of fact, I've got a couple pictures here. I'll see if I can, I don't know if I can show you guys here. Anyhow, here's a couple pictures. I can't do what I wanted to, but that's okay. So there's a couple pictures of it really quickly. So anyhow, so I did that. I refinanced it right away, and I pulled up the information here because at the time, my appraisal came in at $224,000. So with that, with a refinance, you have to do 75% loan to value. So I could only do a maximum loan amount of $168,000. So I had to put a little bit of money down there to be able to have my loan amount at $168,000. Well, that put my payment at the time on an investment rate was 4.75% interest. My monthly payment there is $876.37. And there is an HOA there that's $250 a month. It's a little gated community. So the HOA is a little bit higher because of that. They have a community pool and stuff like that. So it puts me all in at like $1,126 a month. I first started out renting it, and I actually still have the same renter there, at like $1,500 a month. And now I just pulled that up too. So her rent has now increased. She's at $1,605 right now, plus taxes, of course, that gets paid. But so I'm cash flowing almost $500 a month from it at this point in time, with $1,100, just over $1,100 in payment and HOA, and that covers my taxes, my insurance, all that kind of stuff. And then it's just over $1,600 in rent. I just pulled up from Zillow to see, and it says the estimate on rent now is at $1,700. Her lease comes up in February. So I'm just kind of starting to do a little bit of evaluations. Between now and then, I'll see what else happens with it, but I will increase her rent some, maybe not to the $1,700, depending on what's going on. She's taken very good care of the property, and if she is a little bit late, it's a day or two. She's happy to pay the late fees. Everything's been pretty good. So I definitely want to keep her in there as a tenant. Like I said, that has increased. So it's increased to about $100, now almost $200 a month. So initially my cash flow was just under $400 a month. Now I'm at 500, or right at 500. And it looks like in February I'll increase. I'll definitely be over 500, potentially maybe even closer to 600 a month. And the value, Zillow is estimating it at $261,000. I just pulled up a recent sale in the neighborhood, which was the same floor plan, was $255,000. And I think that my property is actually a little bit nicer than this one in particular, but it's very close though. So we can call it what it is. Zillow says 261, closed comp is 255. So even if we say 255 or even 250 for that matter, it doesn't really much matter. At this point, I don't plan on selling it, but just the equity increase from 182,000 to, let's call it even 250,000, is, it's pretty substantial. It's what, almost $70,000 in equity increase since August of 2017. So it's only been just over 2 years. So that's pretty good. It's hard to make that kind of money just working even. And this is something that I'm not doing anything with, and they're paying down my loan, right? So my renter is increasing my net worth every month by 1, paying down my loan, 2, the increase in value of the property, and 3, the cash flow from the property. So I kind of get trifold here, right? I'm increasing my net worth by my cash flow of almost $500 a month. I don't know what that breakdown is. I didn't even do the math. I should have before I jumped on this video, but almost $70,000 in over 2 years, whatever that math is, just an equity increase. And then she's paid down, again, I didn't even do that math either, but it typically is about $100 and some a month. And as time goes on, that will increase. So when I get to say 10 years or 15 years or 20 years or whatever, if I don't pay it off early, that amount that goes towards the principal will keep increasing. So when you first get a loan on a 30-year fixed loan, and this is with any house, whether it's investment, your primary home, secondary, it doesn't matter, it starts at a minimal amount. So it might only be $120 a month for the first month. The second month of payment, it's like $121 that goes towards your principal. Third month, it's like $123 or change or whatever it is. And it keeps increasing until you get to the end of your loan. When you're getting down to that 29th year, essentially, on my payment, which I said was, where was it again? $876. Almost all of that $876 is going to be going towards principal. And of course, my renter is paying that. Now my intention is probably to pay that off early. I'm not going to probably do 30 years on it, but nonetheless, it kept me down cash flow. So all of that money goes into one account. So every one of my rental properties, I have a separate LLC for, and I have a separate account for them. So a separate checking account. I have that for a couple reasons. One, I want to be able to build up that extra because I'm not taking that as cash flow. That $500 a month is building up in that account. So I have money for repairs or whatever I might need for the future, as well as I could use it to either pay down the property, or I could use it to maybe purchase another property. So maybe I want to take that by all of my properties. Right now I have 7 of them. So each one of them cash flowing a similar amount, some more, some less, not much less, but most of them more. So I can take that and use that to buy another property. Say in 6 months or a year, I could use that cash flow once I have enough built up in that account to feel comfortable that, let's say an air conditioner goes out or a roof goes bad or something like that that I have to pay for. I could use that money now to purchase another property, but I want to have enough money in that account to make sure that I have money in there in case the property is vacant for a month or two. I need to do repairs or something if this tenant moves out, if I need to, maybe this particular property has no carpet, so I wouldn't have to replace carpet, but maybe some flooring that might've got damaged, or even just repaint the property, just to freshen it up to be able to release it again. So once I am comfortable with that amount, and that amount is different on every house depending on, what's in that house as far as, do I have carpet or not, or did I freshly paint it, new cabinets, what's going on in that property, as well as the age of the house too. This one was built in 2007. Yeah, 2007. So the chances of having an AC or roof or something like that in this particular property are pretty slim because it's still new enough. But as time goes on, I'll need more money in that account to make sure I cover that AC or whatever it is, roof, because who knows. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you, kind of my experience of what's going on. Like I said, at this point in time, I've multiplied that by 7. I was able to, like I said, essentially put this, by the time I even had to pay the extra to be able to pay down the amount to match the appraisal and my closing costs and everything, I think I'm into this. And then I had to paint, I think I'm into it about $25,000 or $27,000, something like that. So that's what I put down on the property total. So that's all I have invested into this property, cash flowing, like I said, about almost $500 a month right now, but soon to be more, plus the equity increase in it all the time. So yeah, I'm probably increasing my net worth every month by, I don't even know, $2,000. Again, I have to look at the numbers and see exactly, but that's huge. I'm gaining, say, let's say it's conservative. That's a conservative side at $2,000 a month right now, between the cash flow, the depreciation on it through my taxes, the savings there, as well as the equity increase, and of course the pay down of the loan too, because even though I'm cash flowing 500, 150 or whatever it is going to pay down the loan. So that's also technically kind of cash flow. I mean, it's increasing, not really cash flow, I shouldn't say, but it's increasing my net worth because it's paying down the loan amount, which once that's paid off, then obviously it will cash flow, because now I'm not having to make an $876 a month payment to it. I'll still have taxes and insurance, of course, and I'll still have the $250 a month HOA, but there'll be no more payment. So I think taxes and insurance on that property are probably about $150 of that $876. So once I eliminate that, it's going to be another $700 a month in cash flow. Plus, that'll be a few more years down the road. And I would assume that rents are going to continue to go up. They may not go up as fast as they've been going up recently, but they're absolutely going to go up. Phoenix market especially, it's one of the fastest growing, if not, I think it's the fastest growing county, like 5 years in a row. So we have a lack of housing here for people. So rents are always going up. Plus people sometimes don't want to buy, they want to rent versus buying something. So, there's that too. So there's always going to be the availability to rent properties for sure. So of course that will drive the market up and increase the cash flow from the property. But at this point, it doesn't even matter to me. I'm okay. I'm getting, like I said, almost $500 a month. I'll definitely be at 500 by the time March comes around, when I renew her lease or get another tenant in there, either way. So it's good. I'm totally happy with that. So I just wanted to give this, explain how it kind of worked for me with this property. Like I said, I've duplicated that 6 more times up to this point in time, and intend to do a few more as well over the next couple years. I've been trying to buy like at least 2 properties per year. This year I did add another vacation rental, which cash flows even more so than these properties, but a little bit more management on our side. And then I did add 1 more just regular rental as well. So anyhow, I just want to do that video for you guys, let you know kind of what my expectations were with this and kind of what happened. It ended up being better than my expectations. So I encourage all of you that are even thinking about it, get out there now, don't delay, get out there and buy a property right away. As long as it cash flows some at this point, in another year or 2, just like this, your cash flow is going to increase. You're increasing your net worth, you're paying down the property, you're helping yourself with taxes. It's win-win all the way around. So definitely get out there, let me know, be happy to help you if you're looking in the kind of Phoenix metro area. It's mostly where I work. I'd be happy to help you find a property to purchase that would make sense for cash flow. Anyhow, thank you guys so much. Have a great day.